Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to use the breakdown feature in Ads Manager, which shows you a breakdown of all of the campaign data and shows you what specific segments or segments include age ranges or gender are and how those specific segments are engaging with your ad. So that feature is found right over here where you see that drop-down menu that says breakdown. And there are three main categories in which you can get some of these breakdown metrics: by time, by delivery, and by action. I'm going to show you a couple of them here under by delivery, which is definitely the richest one. So you'll see exactly what I mean. So if I wanted to see, for example, what age ranges are engaging most with my ad, I would click on age over here. And then when I do that, notice how Ads Manager added some extra rows under my campaign. And there you see the age range. And here you get a breakdown of the age ranges that are engaging with my ad the most. So what do I see here? I see that there seems to be more engagement with the 25 through 54 segment, right? Not much happening with 18 through 24, not much happening through 55 through 64. So what that tells me is, maybe for future campaigns, I'm going to want to consider, concentrating my targeting into these three age ranges, or perhaps, by the looks, honestly, maybe I want to concentrate on these two age ranges, the 25 through 44 segment, which is the one that's producing the highest engagement. So, that's one way to look at it. Those are the types of insights that using the breakdown feature gives you. It's going to show you, what segments are engaging the most. So that way, it's taking a deeper dive into the campaign data that's provided to you by default, and it really helps you get some deep insights as to maybe who you should be targeting, or who you should be, or where you should be concentrating your ads for future campaigns. So if I wanted to, let's check region, for example. Region's a pretty good one. So if you, whenever you want to kind of clear this up, you're going to click on clear all breakdowns. It'll get rid of the breakdowns. And let's see, I want to look at region. I think that would be an interesting one to look at. That one didn't return anything. It seems to be breaking it down, but this is blank for some reason. Interesting. Okay. Well, Ads Manager can be temperamental at times, so maybe not a good one to, that wasn't a good one to review. But this is a really interesting one, impression device. So what you'll see is what kind of device had the most impressions. So this is kind of interesting, right? Because what you might find is that, what this will kind of tell us is, maybe you might discover that it's not really worth choosing the desktop placement when running an ad, right? So I've only had 137 impressions out of my 1,431 impressions come from desktop devices. So this tells me that in future campaigns, I might want to consider, just concentrating all of my efforts or running all of my campaigns strictly to mobile devices. If you wanted to, get a breakdown of platform and device, that'll tell us, for example, specifically what kind of device they were using: Android, iPhone. And you might find, so this is kind of interesting. It's a pretty big concentration on Android smartphones for this audience that we targeted. So I think you guys kind of get the idea. All the different things you can kind of look into to really kind of drill down into the data. That's sort of the high level data that's provided to you here. Wow, this is acting kind of weird. What is happening? Yeah, it's taking a while to load. And by the way, guys, Ads Manager is kind of temperamental. This sort of thing can happen. I mean, if you can just imagine all of the data that it has to refresh and reload all the time. If this happens to you, let me show you guys a trick. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this little gear button right over here. If you click on this and then click on Reset Ads Manager, that's sort of like a strong sort of reboot or refresh of Ads Manager. So you want to do that. Notice that if you're in the middle of if you're working on something and haven't yet published it, you're gonna lose it if you do this hard reset. So if you're working on something that hasn't yet been published, you're gonna want to uncheck that. If there's nothing that's still pending or something that you have in draft, then you can just leave that checked and then click on Reset Ads Manager. And again, that's like a hard reset, a hard reboot. And that'll just kind of put things back in place. All right. So I'm kind of glad that happened because I got to show you guys that as well. So again, explore the breakdown menu over here. Take a deeper dive into the campaign data that you're being provided. And then if Ads Manager ever freezes up on you, like it did for me just now, don't forget you have the reset option right over here just to kind of give it a hard reboot. All right, guys. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out or contact your coaches. I'll talk to you guys soon.